I'll do the fingering.
With Covenant, though,
Oh,
it's interesting to watch Covenant now and see. I know you watched it last night, so you're probably the best person for this, but be interesting to see why they pretty much just undid everything Prometheus did.
so obviously the reception to Prometheus was rather scathing. People did not enjoy it that much, complaining about plot holes and all of that, even though it did make money. And the studio essentially said, okay, we don't want to do Prometheus again. Let's go to what's safe and derivative and do Alien again. So what you get is a movie that is, as I said, sweeping all the Prometheus stuff under the rug. Shaw is killed off screen, and it's just Alien again.
It's the rise of Skywalker of the Alien franchise.
That's not a bad analogy.
It tried to clean up everything that the fans didn't like, instead of going for what was kind of the trajectory of the franchise.
Well, think of it this way. So Prometheus ends, and it's Shaw signing off, saying that she's still searching, going off in the derelict spacecraft, and then you get that tease of the Deacon. Where was I? Yeah, so that's the way Prometheus ends, right? And then when you watch Covenant, it opens with the scene where Guy Pearce is talking to David. He's just been created, and he's playing on the piano, Entry of the Gods into Valhalla, and all of that. Good opening, but then it cuts to the Starship Covenant, and they're using all of their foils to basically get solar flares or use solar energy to power the Covenant. And you think, you've just gone from Prometheus to this, and it just feels so bizarre.
Yeah,
It's like this is the start of the film. It's like that when in the edit they went, we're going to start with Prometheus. It's like they edited the film ready for a sequel of Prometheus, but like forgot that the opening was there, and then like left that opening in and went. Saw it in the cinema. Like, fuck, we forgot to cut the end. We forgot to cut the beginning out.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah. So does it? It obviously opens up with Guy Pearce, doesn't it? Does it cut straight to the Prometheus then after that?
So obviously, to support my thesis on this being a discount Alien, it doesn't just cut to the Covenant right away. There's a title scene, and you might remember in the beginning of Alien, the credits slowly form, don't they? The little aspects of the words. Yeah. It's the same thing here, obviously twice as quickly, because the attention spans of audiences have deteriorated drastically in the last 40 years.
It's very long in Alien, the title sequence,
But that's to build the atmosphere, isn't it? It's
I
to
like
build the
it,
tension. And Covenant doesn't have that. It's just a really boring, flat, wet fart of a movie.
I do love the opening though with Guy Pearce.
For me, the best part of the film is when David just commits like genocide, and drops all the eggs onto that all those people. I remember watching that in cinema, like
that was very good.
There, like
because he references, he references Ozymandias, doesn't he? So he's quite philosophical, dare I say, ontological, and that's the stuff we could have got. But don't forget, they not only kill off Shaw, but they just discover her dead body lying across a table, and you just have to accept it, and you think, what a disservice to Prometheus.
I remember looking at you, Tom, in the cinema when her body comes up, and I just looked at you like, okay.
It's so what happened? Like, I don't see the point of undoing it. I know Prometheus didn't get great rep from everyone, but I think the main people who didn't get rep from was the diehard Alien fans for some reason, because I think otherwise they would have gone for doing a sequel to Prometheus more than going more to the Xenomorph. But I think with Covenant, from what I can remember, everything after the Xenomorph attacks the ship and it all kicks off in that big bit of action, everything from when they're hiding in the temple, that is where it goes bad. Like, that's where it just falls off big time.
It's where the plot becomes really stagnant.
Yeah.
And don't forget, it's quite a simple movie, really. They're obviously chartering a course for a planet called Origai 6. They're on a colony mission. They're carrying a bunch of embryos and humans with them. And then, like Alien, they get a signal, a transmission, and they go, well, we have to inspect it. We need to find out what's going on. They're brought to the planet, and then they're just on the planet for ages, and nothing really happens, except David is a fishy character, and they instantly trust him.
There's just nothing really happens after that big bit of action, and the tension's good before that as well, but then it just falls flat because nothing's really going on, like, at all. But yeah, I think about the cast as well. I mean, Billy Crudup, is it the guy out of
Crudup.
Crudup? That's it. He's in it.
Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen.
Yeah, and Stanford Prison Experiment guy as well. Yeah, he's good. I like him.
Isn't he in the Flash?
No, he's in Justice League. He plays Barry Allen's dad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah. He's good, and obviously Danny McBride, and then who's thingy as well? Can't remember who that is.
Catherine Waterston as Daniels.
Yeah, that's it. Catherine Waterston.
Here's the thing for me.
Does she look like Mary Elizabeth Winstead?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
okay.
thought.
Because I remember when I watched the trailer for Covenant, I was like, oh, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and then I realised, and I was like, But it was in the cinema when I realised it wasn't her, and I was like, oh, this has made me sad.
Obviously not as gorgeous. But here's another thing. Once again, the problem is the writing is so piss poor in Covenant that they keep referring to each other as characters like my wife or my husband, because they don't establish the characters well. James Franco dies in the first few minutes, right? Yeah. And we're supposed to feel for Daniels because she's lost her boyfriend. We haven't seen you spend any time with him. Yeah, he plays the guy who burns up in one of the cryo sleep chambers.
Do you not remember? Because we thought he was going to be a massive role, and he dies in the first 5 minutes of the film.
I cannot remember him being in this film.
You not remember?
She doesn't even spend any time with him. It just
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, he's literally dead in 5 minutes. Like, but I just remember the hype because I was like, oh, James Franco, like this is going to be. He's going to be like really good, and he literally died in 5 minutes. I was like, wow, okay, that's put to bed then. Like, nice, yeah. I was like, what is he doing now? Like, what's the point of him playing the character?
Because I remember when Tom and I were on the train once to Exeter, and Tom had just seen Covenant, I'd just seen Covenant, and Tom, you were instantly not a fan of the film. I kind of fanboyed a little bit, so much so that I've got Alien Covenant tins up on my little wardrobe right there. Look, the poster, mate. You know the poster, right? Black, just the xenomorph, and it says "Run." I was hyped. I was so hyped.
Poster was, I remember all the marketing and everything again. Like, it was on point. But do you know what I mean? Poster was on point. That's all that matters. The poster was great, but I was hyped for the film. I remember you liking it a lot, actually. But like, I remember that sort of fanboying, kind of going, look, there's good parts, there's good, there's good moments, and actually, it is what it is. But yeah, I was wrong. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and to an extent, like I still think the beginning. I want to rewatch it. I still think the first act, a bit like Prometheus, is the best part, and then everything after the xenomorph attacks the ship, it falls apart a little bit, I think. But
it's really imbalanced because it doesn't even really have a third act. It's kind of one act and a second act, in which the second act has a ending where the xenomorph once again isn't dead. It's on the ship with them. Seen this before. And you just go,
what do you think of the ending, Dave? What do you think of the ending?
I actually like the ending where David is walking through the cryo chamber with the entry of the gods into Valhalla playing, because he plays that music at the beginning of the movie on the piano. And obviously he's got a bit of a god complex. He thinks he's smarter than he is. Obviously his model is of course more creative, unlike Walter, which I think they explore well enough. I like the ending, but it pains me because we won't see it concluded, will we? What do you think of it?
I remember in the cinema, I was like, oh, this very cool. Very, very cool. I've only seen Covenant once, and it has been in the cinema, and that was whenever it came out in 2016.
4 years ago.
Yeah. 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago. I don't really want to rewatch it, but like, I think if I was going to rewatch all of the Aliens, I would have to watch it because it's part of the franchise, isn't it? You kind of can't miss it out. But the ending for me, and then the bit when he commits genocide are the best bits. Like, I didn't really like anything else in the film.
Yes.
The shower bit's quite cool. When I remember that scene. I don't remember anything that goes on. I just remember that scene.
Well, they're kind of toing and froing, aren't they?
Okay. All I remember is people being in the shower and then like the alien coming and kill them. That's all I know. That's all I can remember in my head right now. But
yeah, well, because we're getting the feeling Covenant's not that memorable a little bit. So when you haven't seen it recently.
Prometheus is definitely the better film, but I think both share the same problem. Doubtless Tom will agree with me here. The more I watch these movies where Ellen Ripley isn't the main character, the more I realise there is no Alien without Ellen Ripley.
Yeah, because to an extent, Ellen Ripley and the Alien, that is the ultimate, one of the biggest rivalries in sci-fi film, probably.
Absolutely. Thick, am I right? Look at that booty!
Oh, yes.
Oh,
So,
I can't believe it.
Penises.
I was right. He made Resurrection in '97. Amelie was 2001.
Oh, fairs. Okay.
fly the W, Tommaso.
A double L.
Penis. Yeah, the penis and the vaginas and all the sex imagery, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is better than Covenant by, I would say by a bee's penis, but it's much more than a bee's penis. It is by a country mile.
Yeah.
And as well as the big boy, the engineer.
Oh, he's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the film that the film school bros always go on about.
Amelie's one of my favourite films. Look at me flexing my French knowledge.
So I've got the Deacon here, right there.
I love
Really
it.
nice.
Yeah,
even with its little egg, which is cool. We know exactly why you remember it, Bailey. It's because you're a horn dog, and all you think about is sex.
Oh my God.
Are they having sex in the shower? Are they?
Which I also own. Give me a second. I've actually got a load of Prometheus stuff.
You got a little bit of a wedgie, Stan.
Yeah, obviously, I'm a massive Alien fan, so I collect a lot of the statues. So I've got the Deacon here, right there.